Good afternoon, Alex.
Afternoon, Marco. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. Very well indeed. So we've got a short one today, I believe. This is a subject that comes up quite a lot. People ask me lots of questions. So you should have all the answers, Alex. So it's all about getting your NIE number.
Yeah.
Tell me, why do we need an NIE number?
Well, first of all, an NIE number is a number for foreigners in Spain. So it's the actual Spanish word is Número de Identificación de Extranjeros. So foreigners identification number. Why do we need one? We need one to open a bank account, to buy a house, to buy a car, to pay taxes in Spain, to inherit property, basically to deal with Spanish local and national administration. So it's one of the first steps that people will take when they're thinking about doing anything in Spain, whether it's incorporating a business or buying a house, selling a house, working here. They'll need an NIE number. So the NIE number crops up all the time.
Right. So as far as I mean, people outside of people that aren't living here, that may be just visiting for holidays, renting for 3 or 4 months of the year, especially now with the law, with the changes since the Brexit, where they've got restricted to the 90 days, they still need to be getting an NIE number before they can rent or do anything really in Spain.
No, if you're just coming here for a holiday or an extended stay, spending up to 90 days in your 180-day period if you're British, or other nationalities coming here on holiday, they don't need an NIE number. It's really an NIE number is really for someone who wants to open a bank account, maybe have a Spanish mobile number, considering buying a property, and is going to live here for a period of time, and maybe working as well. Right, so in effect, an NIE number is it's a tax identification number.
Tax identification. So if you're not going to work, you're retired, but you want to rent for a longer period than a holiday, more or less like a longer stay, but not become resident, you still need the NIE number.
Correct. Yeah, and any bank that if you wish to open a Spanish bank account, they'll ask for the NIE number. So generally speaking, to identify yourself, that's the first number that they'll ask for, along with your passport as well.
And this is disregarding the fact that you're not going to be tied into any tax obligations. You're not a tax resident.
No. That's a really good point, because lots of people ask that question. Do I need an NIE? Just because I've got an NIE number, am I going to pay taxes? Well, no, you might not, because you might spend less than 6 months here in Spain, and you don't pay any taxes there. You might just be on a holiday, extended stay, but you might then want to kind of have a Spanish mobile phone or a bank account, and those companies will ask for an NIE number. But yeah, just because you've got an NIE number doesn't mean you're paying tax, but obviously the likelihood is that you will, because you'll then might buy property, or rent a property out. They might require it when you rent it out, but banks will certainly ask for one when you open an account.
Right. So it seems to me like that, apart from the smaller items like getting a mobile or opening a bank account just for the ease of being in Spain for any length of period of time, any period of time, but realistically, it's more suited as well to help people, or they won't be able to carry on their business without it if they're buying property, and certainly if they want to do any financial sort of transactions through bank accounts. So let's talk about the process. Where do they start, and do they need to be here in Spain to go through this?
Yeah, so basically we would usually apply for NIEs for clients using a power of attorney. Right. So a power of attorney is a document that authorizes us to act for the clients in Spain to apply specifically for the NIE. If they wanted us to carry out other functions or matters on their behalf, then we can expand the power of attorney. Mm-hmm. That document, the power of attorney, can be signed either in Spain when they're over here, a notary, which is a public official here, or it can be signed in their home country. So it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter where they sign the power of attorney. But once the power of attorney has been signed, for example, signed in Spain before a Spanish notary, if you don't speak Spanish, then we would arrange for a translator to attend the signing of the power of attorney with you. Notary fees would be paid. We would then collect the power of attorney, and then we would apply for your NIE number. And depending on what time of the year it is and the local authority we're applying for it from, because you apply for it from the police station, it could take between kind of 3 or 4 days or 2 weeks to come back. And then what we do at the same time, once we've received the NIEs, is that we do then register it with the tax office. So it's all set up, ready to go to pay taxes as and when you need to. And we have had the situation whereby someone is buying a property or selling a property, and they need that tax number, the NI number, registered with the tax authorities.
Right. Okay. So I'm in England now. I'm looking at buying property, and I don't have the means to get here because of COVID, of course. But the other thing is I may not be planning on coming till later in the year anyway. But I want to get things in place. There's a lot of things I know we're going to talk about on another occasion, specific items that people need to look at when buying a property. But this NIE number is one of the first things on that list. So I may as well be thinking about it now and getting the power of attorney in place, instructing a solicitor such as yourself, and making sure that this process is done and dusted, because there's not much I can really do until I've got the NIE number, especially with the financial transactions that I'll need to happen in Spain. So it's really one of those things that's high up on the list for anyone who's thinking about buying a property in the near future.
Buying a property, inheriting a property, incorporating a company, opening a bank account, signing a long-term rental agreement, taking out a mobile phone contract, buying a boat, any type of vehicle. So the NI is, it's that first step when you're serious about spending more time in Spain or doing some business in Spain. And you're right that you sat at home, we can arrange for you to sign a power of attorney in your home country, sign it before a notary. We prepare the documents. When we send them abroad, we send it by email, prepare them in English and Spanish, and we'd send that through to you. You would review it, and then once you're happy with it, you could book an appointment with a notary. The notary would sign it, attach a copy of your passports to the power of attorney, and then they would arrange for it to be stamped with the Apostille of The Hague. It's a stamp with the Apostille of The Hague when you're signing outside of Spain. The Apostille of The Hague is not necessary when you're signing the power of attorney in Spain, because a Spanish notary gives faith to it. And then once you've signed it in your home country, it comes back to us, and we then apply for the NI number from the police station and register it again with the tax office. And just because you've got an NI number doesn't mean that you are a tax resident in Spain. To be a tax resident in Spain, you need to spend more than 183 days in Spain, or Spain is the centre of your economic interest, or your spouse and children live here. So that's really quite important to bear in mind. Once you've got the NI, it could sit in a drawer and you might not do anything with it. Lots of people who are thinking about buying Spain do provide us with a power of attorney up front, and we apply for their NIEs, and we can also open a bank account for them. So if you have a look at our website, yournienumber.com, you've got the two options: applying in person, so that basically means coming along in person to a notary and signing up with us, or applying online. And that means you can go onto our website, fill out the application form online, arrange payment, again in a secure manner. We would receive your information, and within 24 hours, you'll have the draft power of attorney to review. Wow,
that's quick. That's quick service, Alex. And then from start to finish, the process regarding the actual application in Spain, how long do the authorities take to issue the NIE?
Well, I mean, when we collect the power of attorney from a Spanish notary, we will have that. We'll have the NIE back within I'd say a week to 2 weeks. Wow. And then if you're signing the power of attorney in the UK, by the time, or another country, by the time that gets signed before a notary, stamped with the Apostille of The Hague, and it comes to us, as soon as we receive it again, we'd have the NIEs within 3 to 4 days to 2 weeks. What we would also do is, when you've signed it, we'd also if you're signing up abroad, we ask the notary to send us a scanned version of it, so we can start booking your appointments with the authorities here for that NIE number.
And then you go along to do the appointments on behalf of the applicants.
Yeah. So we're a member of our staff. We go along to the police station, queue up in the morning. One of the advantages of you doing this online or using a power of attorney is you don't have to queue up at the police station. You don't have to register at the tax office. It's done from the comfort of your armchair or from the comfort of the notary's office. So typically we would turn up at 8:30, 8:45, police station, obtain a number, queue up there, hand over the documents, show them that we're acting for you with proof of the power of attorney, let the police station see the copy of the passport, copies that we've taken, completed the form, and then they would kind of stamp those forms, and then we'd go back to collect them either the next day, or if you're really lucky, you might get them on the same day.
Right.
Or a few weeks later, just depending how busy the actual police station is.
Yeah, I think that's quite a good way of thinking about this process, because I know myself, it's a long time ago now, but people more recently, especially in the hot weather, you could be hanging around for a while in a big queue, and of course, without speaking Spanish, it becomes, you need to bring a translator anyway. So I think it's a great thing to think about from wherever you are, to get this process done, not have to attend, not have to queue, and not have to worry about employing a translator.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a nice, easy process. And if you are thinking about buying a property in Spain, then we can include the faculties in there to buy, so to apply for an NIE number, to buy a property, to sell a property even, to open a bank account, set direct debits, etc. But that's something I would encourage people to arrange, put the power of attorney in place before they even come out to Spain looking at properties, because that means that when they come to Spain, they don't have to worry about going to the police station or queuing up at a notary. They can come, they can come to Spain and concentrate on finding property in their chosen areas, and then they can spend more time looking at properties. So I'd say let's take that issue away. Concentrate. You're coming to look for a property, do that. Don't have to worry about signing a power of attorney or then the NIE number.
Yeah, and even if the property, even if they don't buy a property when they think they'd like to buy because of whatever reason, then it's in place. It's not something that is going to expire, or it's not something that is going to hold them back in any way. So you might as well just have it ready for whenever. Exactly,
that's a good point, Marco. The NIE number doesn't expire. So once you've been granted that NIE number, that's it for life. Some clients ask us, why did you ask me what the first names of my parents were? And that's actually because that goes on the actual application form. So we have to provide first names of your parents on the application form, basically as a proof of identity of who we're applying for. And if the NIE is lost, because we'd have a copy on file, we can always apply for duplicates, or we can apply for tax numbers confirming that the NIE number was registered with the tax authorities.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's really good advice, Alex, and it probably put a lot of people's mind at rest. And maybe it's even something that anyone who watches the video that's thinking of buying a property or coming to Spain for any length of time wasn't even considering doing it until they come to actually visit Spain. So why not use this period of time, especially the fact that it's people aren't able to travel, use the time to its advantage and instruct get you to do the right process now and get it over and done with.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Well, nice to meet you again, Alex.
Likewise.
And, we will talk to you again soon. All the best.
Thanks, then. Bye now.
Bye.